So
What do you got?
camp's wrapped. How do you feel about how it went?
Good. I feel good about it, and the players feel really good about it. Had a great camp. I don't think we had a bad practice. You know, obviously, some were a little bit better than others, but it was a great effort, and we got better throughout the course of camp. They really focused on the little things that we had earmarked on a daily basis, and really feel like we made great progress in all three phases. So camp went well. We practiced hard this morning. We went out in shells. We didn't have much time to recover from yesterday's practice. Yesterday's practice, we were in full pads and went about 2.5 hours, and it was a great practice effort-wise and very physical. We were sore and tired this morning. They did a good job of pushing through it, but we went out in shells and tried to focus a little bit more on the passing game. I like what I'm seeing in the development or in the potential of our passing game from an offensive standpoint, and then obviously defending the pass defensively is going to be big for us. So today went very good. We only practiced for a couple hours, but they showed up and we got better.
Is there a theme you can put on the camp in general? Just a general feeling that you have coming out?
Yeah. There were some things that we had earmarked several months ago that were kind of ingredients that we had to make sure that we got done, if you will. And we have a very talented football team, obviously, and to have a great off season was important for us, and that's checked off, and to everybody stay eligible, that was checked off, and we were going down the list and we're getting a lot of things done. We're right on course. We had to go out there and work on being a more disciplined football team, and we are. We haven't had many pre-snap penalties for 3 practices in a row right now, and guys have made good decisions on the field, and we haven't had many personal fouls, and so we've made some real progress in regards to being a more disciplined football team. We spent a lot of time on special teams in camp, particularly on the phases where the new rules could have some effect, with the kickoff coverage part of it, the kickoff return part of it, the onside kick part of it, and the onside kick return part of it. Spent a lot of time on those areas and a lot of time on punt protection, particularly from an assignment standpoint versus multiple pressure looks. We'll see a lot of that in the first game. Still have a lot of work to do on our punt block. And then we wanted to go out there and practice to a certain standard. That was really important for us as a football team. Standards in regards to lining up fast and lining up right. Standards in regards to pursuit to the football. When the ball's on the ground, the defense scooping and scoring little things, and felt like we made a lot of progress in all the areas that we refer to as standards in regards to our practice performance. So made a great progress as a football team, earmarked a lot of things throughout the course of camp, and felt like we made progress in the areas that we had earmarked.
You said before camp that obviously Turbush was your number one. He'd have to have a subpar camp to lose that spot. Just assess his play and then the other quarterbacks as well. And is the depth chart still the same right now?
Caleb has had an outstanding camp, and when it's all said and done, we've had a lot of guys that have gotten a lot better, and it'd be hard to, without a staff meeting, to try to earmark who was the most improved player on our football team, but it might be Caleb Turbush. And he ended the season really strong last year, and he has not only just picked up where he left off at, but has really progressed in his play. He knows where he's going with the ball now, oftentimes pre-snap, oftentimes right after the snap. He's been able to deliver the ball in a hurry with a lot of accuracy. I think he's really playing and practicing exceptional right now. So he has really stepped his game up. He's our starting quarterback, has been, and has taken his game to a different level. That might be the most important thing for our football team right now, is to have a quarterback that's ready to step up and play big league football at that position. And then again, Robert Marve has made a lot of progress, manages the offense a lot better. He's been very accurate with his passes. I would say completion percentage-wise throughout the course of camp, they're probably similar in some ways. We have to eliminate some drops. We've had some drops, not many, but a lot of our quarterback efficiency rating right now, drops would impact that some. Being more sure-handed would impact that some. But really like where we're at the quarterback spot. Have to keep them healthy. Have great potential there. Caleb looks outstanding, and Robert Marve has really progressed. Henry has been limited reps-wise. He understands the offense. He's still struggling with some soreness. He's further ahead than where Robert was this time last year from a health standpoint, but similar in some ways. It's a day-to-day basis, but I expect his recovery to be very quick, and for him to be able to get a lot more here in the next couple of days, just having a couple of days off. Well, I think will really impact him, but like where we're at quarterback-wise right now.
You've had some guys who have been a little nicked up, and you've held them out. Is there anybody that you're concerned about playing here 13 days from now?
Well, obviously the ones that are out for sure right now will be Tommy Thomas. He will not be ready to play in 2 weeks, and it may be several weeks before he's ready to go. You know, obviously those that didn't pass their physical, you know, Shine and Michael Lee. You know, obviously they won't be playing in the first game, and odds are they will not be back playing football. You know, and then I think everybody else is in pretty good shape right now. We've had some guys nicked up. We went out there today. Well, Ishmael, he won't be back for the opening game. It'll be several weeks before he's back. Namondo's good. Namondo's good to go. Ralph's getting a little bit more. Yeah, he shows a lot of courage out there. He probably won't be ready in a couple of weeks, but it looks like he might be able to get ready sometime this season, and that's really encouraging to see him out there getting his reps. Bush has been limited in some. We held him out for just to be cautious. He looks much better with his hamstring. We expect him to be back and ready to go. Carvajal, we held him out today. He's been nicked up some. We expect him to be able to go. We think he's had some abdominal issues, some groin pull type issues. And Tavian's, you know, he's been held out a couple of days. He should be ready to go. Henry's been limited some, but he should be ready to go. And then obviously, you know, Holmes has got almost every rep. We hold him out a little bit, but he looks outstanding. He may be the most improved player on our football team when it's all said and done. Really like what we're seeing from him. Tommy's out, and then obviously Mike Lee is out and won't be back. But we're in good shape. I don't anticipate going into the opening game without just about everybody ready to go.
Just with a clarification with Lee and Shine, if they can't play football anymore, just from a scholarship situation, how does that work, and are you able? Does that count against your max?
Well, there's a master plan, if you will. Anytime a guy is injured and can no longer participate in the sport, you know, to be able to keep him on scholarship, and yet that not count against your 85 tokens that you have for scholarships to field your team with. So both of those guys will remain on scholarship, and there'll be a couple more spots that'll come open that we'll have to fill.
If it turns out that they can't play, is there roles for them?
Absolutely.
From a student assistant point of view or something like that?
There's a lot of roles that those guys can fill, and obviously if they're going to go to Purdue and remain on scholarship, we want them to be involved in the program and still be part of the team, and we have a plan to keep those guys involved if it definitely goes in that direction.
You talk like it's official with Lee that he won't play. What about Jordan? Is it official yet?
It's official.
Okay.
It's official.
I guess what's his issue?
Well, he didn't pass his physical. There is some stability issues, you know, with in the neck area, and just kind of leave it at that, you know.
Just you know, since camp is over, practices are not. So
Right.
you've got another week before you get into really true game week. I guess what do you earmark as you look forward to this week, of what maybe a couple questions you need answered, or you know, some things you still need to iron out? We're
a little bit behind in regards to the punt rush, and that's going to be important for us, particularly with the variety of looks that we get early in the season. So we have to make up some progress in that area. The biggest thing is that we go out there and we practice doing it right. You know, for the next 10 or 11 practices, whatever we have left. You know, not taking 10 or 11 practices to get it right, but to go out there and practice the next 10 or 11 practices, you know, doing it right. I think we have a football team that's prepared to do that. Next week will be important for us. For our football team to go really hard in practice, not necessarily practice long and hard, but for them to go really hard in practice so that they can make sure that they're practicing themselves into shape. Right before we get into the opening game, we'll have to back off some. So they have to push themselves really hard early in practice next week. But we'll stay the course, spend a lot of times on special teams, obviously, and then you know, pass protection is a focal point. You know, if we can make significant improvement from a passing efficiency standpoint, you know, that falls on everyone. That's the play caller, that's the route runners, and then the guys that catch the ball, the quarterbacks making the right reads and decision and putting the ball on the money. But number one is the offensive line. If we can keep it clean across the front, we have the firepower to do very well this year from a passing standpoint, and that would really make a difference to our football team. And we feel good about our run game. We have some good run plays and the speed in the backfield. If we can really be proficient in the passing game, we could really do well offensively.
Robert Macy still splitting time between linebacker and defensive end?
Yep.
Okay.
Doing very well. Very well.